Hello everyone, welcome to my channel or welcome back. Here to go through my melts for the week. So as usual, everything that I emptied first and then the stuff that I didn't empty. And yes, I've still got this gummed up kind of throat thing going on. It will probably continue to go on for a few more weeks, knowing me, so yay. Okay, so I finished a couple of scoops this week from L3. So the first one I have is, hang on, that's a bit bright. Okay. Yep, that's better. I brought in a light, like a ring light thing, but it's too big and it's too bright. So I sort of have been trying to find a sweet spot of, because if I don't have a light in here, then I find that I get, it doesn't focus. My camera stops focusing. So anyway, it's a work in progress. So L3 Gold Sugar Mimosa and Mandarin Strawberry Pound Cake. So this is okay. Wasn't a favorite. It just kind of smells. It doesn't smell like cake. It smells kind of citrusy, but a little bit plasticky. It's a nice scent, but it's just wasn't anything that I was all that enthusiastic about. I got pretty good throw from it, but yeah, I just don't think I need to get that one again. I finished L3 Pumpkin Pecan Waffles, Zucchini Bread and Vanilla Bean Noel. This I love. This was just a simple but fantastic combo. She has great pumpkin pecan waffles. She has great zucchini bread. Vanilla Bean Noel just adds a little bit of vanilla to it. Like, just absolutely delicious bakery. I feel like it was pretty even-handed. Pumpkin pecan waffles and zucchini bread. Oh, so delicious. Great throw from this one. Definitely need to get that one again. Definitely one of my favorite pumpkin pecan waffle combos. Teddy Bees, The Crack of Dawn. So this one is a layered blend of Witches Be Crazy and Coffee Bean a la mode. So Witches Be Crazy is like pumpkin pecan waffles, cinnamon spice vanilla birthday cake, I think. Coffee bean a la mode. I can't remember the exact notes, but I feel like it's like a coffee ice cream thing, kind of, maybe. I'm not a big fan. I'm not the biggest fan of this coffee Teddy Bees. Well, I'm not a fan of coffee bean a la mode, and I think it's just Teddy Bees coffee in general. It starts off with a kind of chemically tone. I think Morrison Blue kind of described it as like a perm solution, and I feel like that's kind of what I get from it. And it kind of eases up, and I didn't really smell, with this one, Which Is Be Crazy, does have like pecan waffles in it, but I can't really smell that. I can normally in Which Is Be Crazy, but in this blend I can't. It just kind of smells like, it does smell like a bakery coffee to me, but it's not quite bakery enough and the coffee doesn't quite work. So yeah, it's not a favorite. This one threw well. I had it in the bedrooms. It did pretty well in there, but yeah, I wouldn't get that one again. All right. Super Tarts Predator. So this one is cappuccino, coconut, whipped cream and pie crust. So I like this one. I will say, I feel like it's not that it doesn't throw. It does throw. I had it in my lounge room and I could smell it every time I went in there, but it's just not present enough. So I guess if you want a coffee scent that is kind of subtle and you know, that you could potentially have people in your house and have your house smell like coffee but not be over the top, this is probably not a bad candidate. It is a nice scent though. Like, it's quite creamy with that coconut. I don't know if I really smell pie crust because I never smell pie crust, right? But it just smells like a nice coconut coffee to me. But yeah, like I said, I could smell it in every part of the room it melted in. It's just not super present. So it's still possibly a repurchase. Like, as far as, because coffees often aren't subtle for me. So for a more subtle coffee scent, sometimes I don't want coffee to be like all up in my face. So I would possibly get it again because I feel like I do have, you know, a use for it, but I just, yeah, not like a crazy favorite or anything. Dessa's Iced Circus cookies. So this is animal shaped cookie sugar cookies covered in pink and white spring icing and candy sprinkles. I love this. This is my favorite of the circus cookie type scents. I know a few vendors have them. This one is the one I love the most because it really does. I don't know what the actual ice circus animal cookies or whatever they're called smell like in real life, but this smells like, if I was to picture like a cookie with pink and white icing and sprinkles, this smells exactly like what it would smell like. No cherry, no nuttiness, no burntness, just which some of those sorts of blends get. Just delicious ice cookie. It always throws really well, at least for a few hours. This one does tend to die off before I'm ready for it to be dead, but still, it throws well while it goes. And I have more of it. It's already been a repurchase. L3, White Elephant Exchange and kolaches. So pretty much it smells like kolaches because I can never smell White Elephant Exchange in blends. Weirdly, I feel like I can smell a slight fizziness here. I don't know why. Maybe it's been rubbing, like sitting against something. But yeah, it's kind of bakery, pastry scent. It's fine, but nothing special. I got pretty good throw from it, but yeah, I don't need to get that one again. Destash Homespun Scents Fireflies. So this is cedarwood, damp air, campfire smoke roasting marshmallows. So I really enjoy this. It's definitely smoky. It makes me think of like a smoky campfire version of beach nights, but in a really good way. Because I feel like the marshmallows and the damp air, yeah, they give off the same kind of marshmallowy, like woody sort of, not beachy, but it just reminds me of beach nights, and then but then with extra smoke, and it just smells really, really good. I get great throw from this one. It already has been a repurchase, and I will continue to get it. It just is a really good scent. Dessa does, like, her campfire smoke scents are legit. So if you don't like really smoky, it's smoky but in a good way. There are some smoky scents out there that just, like heavy smoky scents that they just are really off-putting. Hers, I imagine potentially for some people they might not like it, but it's not like a real kind of acrid nostril kind of aggravating smoke. It's really nice. Super Tarts Jackal. So this is blackberry jam, is it zucchini bread and something. It's based, to me, it's mostly just a really delicious blackberry jam set, but it is a really good one. Her blackberry jam is just perfect. It's sweet. It's amazing. There's definitely like a bakery undertone. Her zucchini bread never really stands out strongly to me. I know some people, I hear them talk about a Super Tart zucchini and they're like, all I can smell is zucchini. That never happens to me. For me, it always adds a really nice kind of creamy bakery touch, but it's never like, whatever it's blended with usually steps out more. But yeah, I just love how jammy and delicious this one always is. This one, look, it actually threw pretty well. The time before when I melted from this bag, I thought that it kind of didn't last as long as it used to. So I was a bit worried because this bag is a couple of years old. So I wanted to use it up because I do have more Jackal. So I think maybe in my bigger open spaces, it maybe doesn't do as well as it used to, because last time I melted it in the lounge room. This time I did it in the bedrooms and it went long and strong and did a really good job. So I guess I can't, because I freaked out. I'm like, oh, I've got to use that bag up, but I guess I didn't have to. But still, I'm happy to have finished a bag. This was like donuts, back when she was pouring donuts and cookies and things. So yeah, I have more of this. I think I have like a naked like breakaway bar clamshell thing, and I also have at least one regular clamshell. So I'm okay with the Jackal for now, but I will need to get more of it one day because that is a staple in this house. Empire Alchemy Soft Focus. So this one is cardamom, spiced peaches, merlot, wild Madagascar vanilla. So I really, really love this scent. It is so pretty. It is really just a soft, spicy, peachy Merlot. I don't know how else to describe it. I don't feel like I smell cardamom directly. I do think there is a creamy vanilla, but it's really about this just beautiful, soft, spiced peach and, yeah, a Merlot. I can smell all of those things. There's a bit of a woody tone to it as well, but it's so pretty. It throws really, really well. I think I have more, so I have purchased more. I will say Empire Alchemy does these blends that I just love, but I love to melt them a few times and then I'm ready to move on to the next special blend. Like, they smell amazing, but they don't smell like things that need to become staples in the house. Like, they're a bit special and unique, and I don't feel like I would reach for them all the time. And I feel like this is one of those sorts of scents. Like, I've got to love it for a bit more and then I'll be ready to leave it. Savannah Blue tea with Savannah. So this one is tea and cakes with a side of fresh blueberry scones. This is great. This is probably the best blueberry and tea and cakes blend I have smelled. And I really, really enjoy tea and cakes. I think I'm back on a tea and cakes kick. I mean, I've never really left the tea and cakes train. But I sort of ran out and I didn't realise, and I was like, oh, that's a bit disappointing. So I wasn't melting it for a while, but it wasn't really out of choice. It was just bad planning. But this one, you get a really good, strong dose of that tangy tea and cake. So that really distinct black tea note and that kind of tangy orange cake scent that it has. Like, tea and cakes, I find it hard to describe, but if you know it, you know. And I do find tea and cakes is one of the most consistent scents across vendors. Like, with the exception of one, which I'll talk about in a bit, I find that tea and cakes smells the same pretty much everywhere. But yeah, really lovely, strong and delicious. And so the blueberry, it's definitely there, but it doesn't get that oversweet, sickly tone that blueberries can get because of the tanginess of the tea and cakes. So it's just so well blended. This one throws really, really well. I would definitely get this one again. And I think I do want to try more Savannah Blue tea and cakes blends because this was really, really well done. I melted this sample of warm vanilla sugar from L3. I really liked it. I haven't had a huge amount of exposure to just warm vanilla sugar. That tends to be me with Bath Body Works scents in general, because I just don't have... We do have one Bath and Body Works in my city, but it's like way over the other side of town. So I just don't really get to try their stuff out. But yeah, to me, it's clean and it's soapy, but it's got a warmth to it, you know. Well, warm vanilla sugar, duh. But it really does. It really does have like a warmth that most soapy, clean scents wouldn't normally have. So I do really enjoy it. And there are some blends I love it in. There are some blends I really dislike it in. It just depends. But I was really glad to try it out on its own. It threw well. I don't need to melt it on its own again, but I was glad to be able to try it out, you know. That Smell Good Shop strawberry sugar velvet sugar. So this was a sample. I really liked it. Velvet sugar to me is like a grown-up kind of cotton candy scent. I don't really know much about strawberry sugar, but this all just smelled like a kind of strawberry candy and cotton candy scent, but in a really kind of good way. So through well. I don't think I need to get it again, but I did enjoy it. And I do think I want to play around with velvet sugar a bit more. I feel like I will enjoy that, melting more of that. Sugar and Spice from The Pharmacist's Daughter. I don't remember this one melting, to be honest. I had it in my office. It's definitely a very strong cinnamon spice scent. Yeah, I don't know what the notes are, and I feel like, I don't know. I must have melted it. It was definitely a day I wasn't working in there, so maybe it was like last weekend. But I just don't. Oh, Monday was a public holiday. It might have been Monday. Yeah, I don't know, but I definitely do not remember it melting, so can't comment. I guess it just didn't throw its way out of the office because I would have noticed that. So I did tea and cakes from That Smell Good Shop, and I melted it with honeyed pineapple. So this was really nice. So to start with, I mostly just smelt the honey pineapple. I did sort of do actually the ratio I did was more tea and cakes than, sorry, just legs. The ratio I did was more tea and cakes than honey pineapple, but, yeah, the honey pineapple is just very strong. It's a very syrupy, sweet pineapple scent. I really like it. But as it went on, it developed into this really delicious kind of bakery, but I feel like the oranginess of the tea and cakes kind of came out a bit more. So it was kind of this slightly orangey pineapple bakery thing. It was really good. It threw very well. It was a very strong throwing combo. I don't think I need to combine them again, but I definitely do need to get... So honey pineapple, I definitely want more from Kay, and I want to sort of play around with it for a bit more because it is one of my favourite pineapples. The tea and cakes from that Smell Good shop, so they've got the notes of brewed tea, almond cookies, and a twist of citrus. I have a bag of tea and cakes from Rose Girls, so I don't feel like I need to do more of that from that Smell Good shop anytime soon, but I would do it again. It was really good. I just realised what I just said then didn't make any sense. I would get it from her again one day. I don't need to get it anytime soon because I have a bag from Rose Girls. There we go. Sorry about that. So, I did from L through Waxy Wonders tea and cake, birthday cake, pumpkin pecan waffles. So, I mentioned before that tea and cakes smells the same pretty much no matter where you get it. The exception I found to that is probably L3. L3 does not have my favourite tea and cakes. It does smell very similar, but I find that it smells a bit more like black tea. And it just smells a bit more watered down. I don't know why. So this... On cold... It's, look, on warm, I just remember it smelled really sweet. I feel like the birthday cake came out more... I feel like I got a lot of an icing kind of scent. Not distinctly like tea and cakes, but I did get a little bit of that. And not distinctly pumpkin pecan waffles, but I feel like I got a little bit of the sweetness from it. I don't know. It was okay. It wasn't anything that I was like, you know, really enthusiastic about. It threw well, but I don't need to get that one again. Alright, so the last of the empties... just some scents that I got from, so Catherine King sent me in a Destash, some extra stuff that she included, which was really awesome of her. So the first thing I have is Sassy Wax Melts. This is Butterscotch Brulee. So this is Butterscotch Creme Brulee and Wood Smoke. So Sassy Wax Melts, I've never melted Sassy Wax Melts before. She has that wood smoke scent that I love. So the only other vendor I've encountered it at is Savannah Blue. It's just amazing and really unique. I think the sort of smoky scent that it's closest to would be maybe like pipe smoke, but it's not the same as pipe smoke. But I feel like it's kind of similar family. It's just amazing. Now, this scent... it didn't really smell like a butterscotch brulee. I didn't get brulee really, and I didn't actually get butterscotch. I mostly smelled the wood smoke and then a nice sweetness, but I couldn't really tell what the sweetness was. So it was a really nice blend. And it's probably for the best, to be honest, because I don't like butterscotch. Creme brulee can be okay. Sometimes it's not. But I love the wood smoke. So just as a sweetened wood smoke scent, it was amazing for me. I got like 2 little witch's hat things. I just put them both in one warmer, because they looked a little bit on the small side. In my office, it threw really well. Yeah, just an amazing sweet wood smoke blend. So, I don't know if I'm going to order from Sassy Wax Melts again, particularly because I can get the wood smoke at Savannah Blue, but I might. I don't think I necessarily need to get this blend again, because as I said, it was just sweet wood smoke. But I just love that wood smoke. So I would order other scents with that wood smoke. I think she does customs as well. I would custom with that wood smoke. So I love that. Melted mousse. So first time trying melted mousse as well. This was strawberry jello cheesecake. Hang on. So it was strawberry pretzel salad, which is strawberry jello cheesecake and buttery pretzel crust. So not a favorite because I don't love pretzel, but for a pretzel scent, it was not bad. I actually did not mind it. I think the strawberry jello cheesecake smelled really good. Yeah, it was a really delicious strawberry cheesecake scent. And then the pretzel, I can kind of see what it was doing. That kind of salty, yeasty scent to balance out the sort of sweet strawberry. So it kind of worked. Like, I actually kind of enjoyed it, but just the pretzel note just kind of irritated me a bit sometimes. But yeah, like, definitely one of the better pretzel scents that I've smelled. Very, very strong throw. I had it in my bedrooms. It did really strongly, really well in there. I wouldn't get that scent again, but based on the performance of that, you know, I kind of haven't really been looking to introduce any new vendors into the rotation lately, just because I don't even get to spend the money that I want at my, you know, my tried and true vendors, you know, like I've had a K order sitting, yeah, like a list of a whole bunch of ready to ship and customs, and I've been sitting on it for about 2 months because I've had other orders that I've wanted to place. So I kind of feel like, yeah, if I can't even place the orders that I want at the vendors that I, you know and love, then it's not really, you know, I'm not doing myself any favors by introducing new vendors into that. But that said, melted mousse is definitely kind of on my list of, you know, if I find a break, if there's a break in the releases or something, I might rotate in a new one, and melted mousse is on the list of ones I might, you know, bring in. I did order from Villainous Wax. So Villainous Wax was at the list, and Villainous Wax has been on my list to try for a very long time. So and they did a Pirates collection, which just completely spoke to me. So that will come in my next box. But yeah, other new vendors, I've got a list of them, and I don't know, it will take me a while to get to them, I think. This Empties pile is taking me a while to get through. Just a minute. Sorry. So the last vendor that I have here that Catherine King sent me, I've got a couple of scents from Sugar Melts by Stacey. So this is peach ice cream. This one I wasn't the biggest fan of. The peach ice cream scent, it smells very artificial. Like kind of peach gummy candies. So it doesn't really smell like peach ice cream. This smelled like peach gummy candies to me. So it didn't smell terrible, but it didn't smell great. It threw well, but this one I wouldn't get again. However, I also tried strawberry peach ice cream, and this was incredible. This one, I seriously don't know, because this is not normally my kind of scent wheelhouse, but again, it smelled kind of candy-like, but the addition of the strawberry was just, it actually kind of smelled like an amazing, it did actually, I'd say, I guess an ice cream is kind of fair, although definitely stronger on the strawberry peach than maybe an ice cream would traditionally smell. But almost like you had like a super creamy peach and strawberry ice cream with actual chunks. Oh, but also maybe like kind of jellied or jam, like, because they didn't necessarily smell like authentic fruit, but amazing. So strong. Yeah, this one, because I had them on at the same time. I had peach ice cream in the lounge room and this one in the kitchen. This one overpowered the peach ice cream. I don't know why, but this one like filled a good amount of my house. So yeah, I absolutely adored this one. So this one, again, same story with new vendors, but even if it was just going in for literally a loaf of this scent, I will, when this one pops up, I will get this one again. It is fabulous. Okay, so that's the first of the Unempties, I suppose. The rest of them, so there was one particular scent that I wanted to talk about earlier. So anyway, Some Valentine from Teddy Bees. So this is Pink Sugar Earl Grey Tea Balsam Fir Sweet Vanilla Cream. I love this. This is so nice. I feel like I get, when it warms up, probably more so than cold, I get the tea and a sweet pink sugar, but then a really nice, it's not over the top, but just a nice fir, like balsam note. It was just cozy and a little bit sweet and just so, so nice. And I feel like a really good all year round scent as well, because it had like a coziness to it, but I could melt this just about any time. So I really loved it. This one threw really well in my kitchen. I'd definitely get it again. In terms of, because I think I've seen people asking, in terms of how I've cut it, I'm probably going to keep the tubs in the bag. I just think it helps keep things together a little bit more. But so I cut mine in half, and then I cut the half, so I was going to do like quarters, and then each of the quarters I will do like in half again and then in half again. So basically 1/4 would give me 4 warmers worth, which makes sense because when I do a souffle, I do that sort of in half, and so I do that into quarters. Basically I get 8 pieces out of a souffle, and I'm going to get 16 pieces out of this. And given that this is twice the size and the weight and the price of a souffle, that makes sense to me. And it cut well into that. Like, I don't know. I know some people cut their circular shapes up differently, like straight across, straight down. I really like working in a pie because I feel like you get like even slices, and it just works for me. So that's how I cut mine. And I definitely, I said I wasn't really going to be sure about whether I liked the tubs better than the chunks until I tried cutting it and melting it. But now, just because I love having even pieces, and I felt I could never get that with the chunks. So this is definitely my preference. So the next scent, Gran Canaria from Teddy Bees. This is beech trees, peach nectar, jasmine, violets, notes of citrus, and softwoods. So I'm really sorry, but I don't like this. I know some people really love it. I wanted to love it. I just don't love it. And because other people really, really love this scent, I know that it's just me and my nose, right? So please don't take my thoughts on this as gospel or as a reason not to try it. I would recommend always trying scents for yourself. Not, you know, ever taking just one person's word for it, right? But this one, it's the peach nectar, I'm pretty sure. And I think I have had issues, not the same issue as this, but I have had issues with peach nectar just completely overtaking blends, giving me a headache, just not being right. In this, I can only describe it as being like peaches that have gotten kind of overripe and soft, and just they have kind of a sour, almost kind of fermented kind of thing. Yeah, it's like fruit that's kind of fermented on the tree because it's just been there too long. I can't really smell anything else. Like, I don't smell any floral notes. I don't smell, I think I just can get beech trees. I think it's making it worse, to be honest. So yeah, not for me. I'll be letting it go. It did throw well, but like I said, other people love it. I think just my nose and peach nectar just do not get along, and that happens. Like, it's just one of those things. Vintage Chic Scents Drunk Witches. So this is Palo Santo Wood Warm Amber Soft Musk Coconut Bourbon Campfire Marshmallow. This is a really nice scent, but it just doesn't throw for me very well. It's so nice and warm and woody and a little bit coconutty and musky, but seriously, this was light as. And I bought it once before, and I remember I had throat issues back then as well, but I think I thought, because it had been a while since I had it, and maybe last time I didn't give it enough cure time, I thought I'd try it again. This was poured September 16, 2021, so it's had plenty of cure time. But yeah, just really light. Teddy Bees Balsam and Blooms. So this is Vanilla Balsam Beach Night Sandalwood Golden Autumn Florals. So this is a beach night scent of hers that I really do love. Interesting, it says Beach Nights on the packet and not Beach Treats. I don't know if that means that it's a different, like, Beach Nights. Because normally her Beach Treats is Beach Nights. It could just be that she's labelled it wrong. But anyway, because sometimes she says Boardwalk Marshmallow and sometimes she says Marshmallow Magnolias. And Marshmallow Magnolias is meant to be Boardwalk Marshmallow. So, anyway. But this one is so pretty. I get more Vanilla Balsam than Beach Nights. Beach Nights is background. To me, this is Vanilla Balsam with a beautiful sandalwood and a little bit of a floral. And just a touch of that sort of s'mores-ish Beach Nights. So I absolutely adore it. Throws really well. 100%. I mean, I've already got a bit of it. But I definitely would get that one again. I love it. L3 Cat in the Hat. So this is Rainstorm, Blackberry and Marshmallow. So this one, oh, I don't know. Sometimes I think I really like it, and through the course of melting it, sometimes I felt like I liked it and sometimes I didn't. I feel like the Rainstorm, the Blackberry seems to bring out more of the floral. And so I feel like this just kind of leaned a little bit more floral than what I would have liked. I thought the Blackberry and the Marshmallow, because I love Blackberry Rain scents, so I was kind of picturing this as like a Blackberry Rain scent with a bit of marshmallow, but because her Rainstorm, it has got that floral tone, I just feel like that came out a bit much. So I liked it, but I don't think I liked it as much as I thought I would. I definitely think a different rain oil, one with less floral, would probably suit this one better. It drew very strongly. Right now, I don't think it's a repurchase, but, you know, I'll try it again another day. I feel like I could get in the mood for that one. My Neighbor Totoro from L3. So this is the Great Outdoors with Silver Birch and White Woods. I love silver birch scents. They are my favourite birch scent. One of my favourite outdoorsy scents. It's such a unique scent. Silver birch comes through really strongly. On cold, pretty much all I can smell is silver birch. Warm, it still was very strong on the silver birch, but there was more of just a kind of normal woods tone. Like just a woody kind of tone. A bit generic, but still really good. Any opportunity to melt silver birch, I am all for. Great throw. I don't know if I need to get this one again because it's a silver birch, really, with a bit of wood. But, you know, it was good. L3, Lord of Misrule, Peeps and Pipe Smoke. So this is what I had done. I requested because I had this scent. Someone else had it in a scoop. I found it in a scoop. And I fell in love. And I requested it again. One of the challenges with L3 is that you can request something, but you might not get it in the same ratios again. Particularly if it was like someone's custom and they requested a specific ratio, and then, yeah, I don't know if this one was ever a custom, but so this one did not smell the same as the first time around that I had it. It still smells really good. Like Lord of Misrule and Pipe Smoke is a really good combo. And the Peeps just adds a little bit of a sweetness to it. I don't think this combo needs to have Peeps. In fact, another marshmallow scent could potentially make it better. I just went with Peeps because when I first bought it, it had Peeps. But still, I do still really enjoy it. It just doesn't have that magical kind of touch to it that the first time I had it did. I don't think I need to think about getting it again because I have like 3 or 4 of these Matrix melts. Again, because I was really obsessed with it. So, that's that. I also did Empire Alchemy Campfire Ghosts. So this is Vetiver, Rosewood, Amber, Lord of Misrule, Charred Marshmallow, and Vanilla Woods. So I was really excited for this one because it smells so amazing. On cold, it smells incredible. On warm, it still smelled really good, but I really felt like it didn't smell that much different to this one. It was Lord of Misrule with a kind of smokiness. Like, it was a bit different, but not drastically so. I couldn't pick up the nuance in compared to that one. I might have to melt it complete. I put them on because I was like, oh yeah, kind of woody, smoky, Lord of Misrule, kind of similar blends. But maybe just one made me nose blind to the other, because when I smell this now, it's such a complex wood mix with the Lord of Misrule. And it smells so good. But yeah, so I might have to melt this one separately, maybe in my office, definitely without that other one on, so I can see if I can appreciate this one more for what it is. But yeah, melting it alongside that one, they just kind of smelt the same. I got really good throw from this one, but I feel like I have to melt it again to decide whether it's worth getting again. Teddy Bees Blackberry Butter Pecan Cookies. So this is butter pecan waffles, blackberry jam butter cookies. So I melted more of this because I just received a tub of this, and it is the good blend of this. Because I also did not the bad blend, the less pecan waffly version. So that's this blackberry butter pecan cookies. So this one was the October, was poured in October 2020. This one was poured in June 2021. So yeah, they're both really good, but just this one smells very strongly on the blackberry jam butter cookies. This one smells much more strongly on the pecan waffles with just a hint of blackberry jam butter cookies. I like them both. I like this version with the stronger pecan waffles more. Like, this one actually smells like blackberry jam butter cookies, but better. Like, because blackberry jam butter cookies is not my favorite, so I feel like just the hint of pecan waffles in this one just makes it smell like a really epic blackberry jam butter cookie. So I really enjoy this one on its, like, as a standalone blend. I just kind of wish it had a different name, you know, but I really do enjoy that one, and it throws very well. But I love this one, and this one also throws very well. So happy to have more of that. It means I can finally finish off that clam, because I've been sitting on it for quite some time. L3 zucchini bread sandals and keto lemon pound cake. This smells amazing, but I probably melted it too soon. This one came in my most recent order, so I think it was probably poured in mid to late March, and obviously it's now late April, so about a month. I think my L3 are generally, you know, with the time of it sitting at my forwarder and then shipping, and then when it gets here I usually wait a few weeks. I feel like L3 gets about a minimum of 6 weeks before I melt it, maybe up to 8 weeks, well sometimes more, but 6 to 8 weeks is probably around the sweet spot when I melt my L3, whereas I feel like this one was probably only 4 weeks, and it just wasn't strong enough. It smells amazing. Her lemon pound cake is a phenomenal lemon bakery. The zucchini bread just kind of amps up the richness of it. It smells so, so good, but yeah, it was light. So I don't think it will be light in a little while, so I will let that one sit for a bit and then see what I think then. L3 Amber Noir, Palo Santo, Herbal Lavender, and Let Them Eat Cake. This one's going in my office at the moment. I feel like it's transformed a bit because I'm enjoying it a lot more than I used to. On cold though, it smells very much like a perfume and lavender. On warm, I'm definitely smelling a lot more of the Palo. It's a lot more woody. And that kind of feminine perfumey aspect has dialed down. So I'm quite enjoying it in there. Smelling it here, not so much. But yeah, in the office, it's smelling really nice. It's throwing really strongly as well. I don't think I need to get that one again, but I am enjoying it. Super Tarts Shepherd. So this one is clementine, fresh balsam, strawberry moss, and marshmallows. Incredible blend, unique. Haven't smelled anything like it. She did a unique strawberry kind of fresh scent last year in the Advent as well. This one, look, I'd say don't let the strawberry and the marshmallows in here throw you. It's not a creamy, sweet, fruity scent. It's kind of clean and earthy with just a kind of tang from, I feel like, the strawberry and the citrus. When I say earthy, it's probably more along that kind of mossy clean than the actual kind of dirt earthy. And there is a tree note in there as well, but it's definitely not. Balsam can be quite in your face. It is not that at all. It is so unique. It is amazing. It throws well. I just adore it. I'm really glad I've got a bit of that because I fell in love with the that strawberry kind of fresh scent that I talked about that was in the previous advent. I only got myself one clam and then it's never come back. So I made sure I didn't make that mistake with that. I just saw the notes on that and I went, she just blends scents like that amazingly. So this one too, I love. So Super Tarts, Palo Santo, Birch and Pink Sugar. This one is going in my bedrooms at the moment. It is amazing. It's that silver birch scent. It's not the like vanilla birch kind of woody scent. It's silver birch is a very distinct birch scent. On cold, the Palo doesn't come through super strongly, but I am smelling it really nicely in the bedrooms. So it's just a beautiful Palo woody scent with that silver birch, but the silver birch is not overwhelming. And then just a nice, again, but not overwhelming, but just a nice kind of sweet thread from that pink sugar. It is really, really good. It's throwing really well. 100%. I've got another clamshell coming of it. I wish I had more coming of it. I love Super Tarts shot cups because I can get 4 melts out of a shot cup. So almost as much as a clamshell. I get 6 melts out of a clamshell, 4 melts out of a shot cup. So love these. Love that scent. So Rose Girls Tea and Cakes. I melted this one with Teddy Bees I Heart Vanilla Blueberry. So I Heart Vanilla Blueberry is creamy marshmallow, vanilla milkshake marshmallows, and magnolias blended with blueberry sugar. I'm not the biggest fan of this one. I don't love blueberry sugar, and I Heart Vanilla tends to just smell like Boardwalk Mellow Clouds, like a slightly kind of creamier vanilla-like Boardwalk Mellow Clouds. This combo, I feel like the tea and cakes was probably stronger than the I Heart Vanilla Blueberry, because I feel like I didn't smell much of that. I mostly just smelled tea and cakes. She has a very strong tea and cakes. I really do enjoy Rose Girls Tea and Cakes. So I really like that. This combo was a bit of so yeah, the Rose Girls Tea and Cakes is definitely going to be a repurchase. It already has been. I've already been through one bag before a while ago. But I'm really happy to have more of that. The I Heart Vanilla Blueberry I'm not going to bother with again. Weekend with Papa from Teddy Bees. So this is Salty Sea Vanilla Bean Noel, Toasted Marshmallows, which is Sadie, blended with roasted pine cones. I love this scent, but I don't know. I feel like I put it in somewhere and then I forgot about it, because I don't remember it melting this time around. I love roasted pine cones. It's this gorgeous kind of sweet. It reminds me a bit of Vanilla Balsam. It's obviously got a different tone, but it's kind of got that same sort of outdoorsy but vanilla-y, almost gourmand kind of outdoorsy scent. And then you get a lot of salty sea air. I don't like Sadie on its own. The salty sea air vanilla bean Noel toasted marshmallows, that scent together smells odd, but blended with roasted pine cones, I love it. So yeah, I know I've melted it before and really loved it. It smells great here. This time around, I just don't remember it. I hate it when I do that. But it is one that I think I have repurchased. I can't remember. If I haven't, I probably will. L3 Beach Nights Wild Currant Sandalwood Strawberry Musk. This is going in the kitchen at the moment. I'm really enjoying it. I'm mostly smelling Beach Nights, and I've mentioned this before. I really enjoy her Beach Nights. It doesn't smell like a lot of other vendor Beach Nights, and from what I've heard, it doesn't smell like authentic Beach Nights, but to me it smells like a really nice salty sea air scent with a little bit of like a marshmallow, and I really like that. So this one is really pretty. So it's mostly Beach Nights with kind of a... It's hard to say what else is in there. It just kind of smelled like a bit of a perfume note. So it wasn't like I was getting a really strong sandalwood or a musky tone, but just a kind of feminine, maybe a little bit sort of berry-like perfume. So I'm really liking it. I don't know if it's something I'd need to get again. It is throwing very strongly, but yeah, it's nice. So I did these two. So I did Prancer itself, which is mistletoe, red berries, pomegranate, and peppermint from Super Tarts. And then I did Prancer Cotton Candy Frosting, which is mistletoe, red berries, pomegranate, peppermint, cotton candy, and buttercream frosting. So, first time melting Prancer. And I was surprised by this. I didn't expect it, but I liked the cotton candy frosting version better. I like them both. On cold, I'm not the biggest fan of Prancer. On warm, it was really nice. It's just a really pretty, like, fresh tart berry kind of scent. I really like the mistletoe note in it. I like that kind of greenery note. But something about just the additional sweetness in this one. I don't know. I had Prancer on in the lounge room. I had this on in the kitchen, and I gravitated to the kitchen. I just preferred it. So it wasn't super strong on the cotton candy. It just added a nice pop of sweetness, which I think worked really well with it. They both threw really strongly. I don't think I need to get either of them, but I will enjoy finishing them and melting them. But yeah, the cotton candy one, it won. Teddy B's blueberry lemon cheesecake. So creamy cheesecake, blueberries, vanilla buttercream, lemon zest, and sugar cookies. I was really uncertain about this one when I put it on. Because it does, on cold, it does kind of smell like it's got maybe a weird plasticky note. But I loved this warmed up. It was so good. She really does do the best cheesecake scents I've found. I haven't found a vendor that just has the same kind of creamy, delicious cheesecake. And I crave cheesecake all the time. It's just one of those things. If I could go nuts on cheesecake, I would in a heartbeat. And yeah, this just sweet blueberries and lemon, you know, it just, they smell bad together on cold. They smell really good warm. So yeah, I absolutely adored this. It threw very strongly. This was really, really strong. I definitely want more of this. This is fantastic. That one surprised me because I really, on cold, I thought I wasn't going to like it. Ebony Violet Kaleidoscope type. So this is Iris, Cedarwood, and Pink Pepper. This is melting at the moment down in my lounge room. It is really nice. It is more of a subtle scent. Like I can definitely smell it here, and I can smell it when it was melting down there, but it's not an in-your-face scent at all. So again, a good one if you're going to have people over, I think, because it throws around the room, but it's just not, yeah, it's not intense. It's really pretty. It kind of reminds me, it kind of makes me think of almost like a pink sugar take. Like, I don't know if pink pepper is kind of modeled on pink sugar, or it's kind of a bit more like feminine in a, I guess it's the iris. I think there's more of a floral, but it's not the usual floral. Like, it's quite different for a wax floral. So I think iris, because I haven't really encountered iris much before. Not overly cedar woody either, but there is like a slight woody tone. So it is really nice. Like I said, it throws well, but like not in your face. I would possibly get it, not in big quantities, but maybe a little bit again. I am enjoying it. Morning Monster from Super Tarts. So this is roasted coffee butter brickle cheesecake. I'm not the biggest fan of this. So I love Teddy B's cheesecake. Super Tarts cheesecake, a little bit more hit and miss. I have had at least one scent that I enjoyed that had her cheesecake, but it wasn't for the cheesecake, if that makes sense. This one, and I don't like butter brickle either, so this one, yeah, this one just kind of has a sickly sweet, nutty kind of tone to it that I just don't love. I do normally like her coffee scents, but yeah, this one isn't for me. It throws really strongly, but not a repurchase. Espresso Yourself from Super Tarts. So this one is whipped espresso and cream soda. I think this one's available in her citrus pre-order, citrus and specialty pre-order that's up at the moment. It's okay. It's not a favorite. It's a good strong espresso scent, and it just has a pop of sweetness. So it's not like a heavy cream soda, but there is definitely just a, like, yeah, if you had an espresso and then, I don't want to say added sugar to it, but it just adds sweetness without being like a bakery coffee, you know what I mean? So if you wanted a coffee scent that is pretty much just coffee. Sorry, my foot is completely asleep. If you wanted a coffee scent that pretty much just is a coffee scent, but it has a bit of sweetness to break it up without it being a bakery sweetness or a candy sweetness or whatever, this is probably not a bad scent to try. It's probably not a repurchase for me. I accidentally, because I thought I was going to love this one, I accidentally bought myself 3 clams across a few different orders, like a ready to ship and a pre-order and stuff. It's not one that I like enough to get again, but it's not bad. And Son of Hermes from Super Tarts. So this one is espresso pistachio brown sugar. I'm not normally a pistachio fan, but I kind of like this scent. I'm not like crazy about it, but it's kind of weird. The pistachio almost gives it like a sweet earthiness. I don't know why, but yeah, this pistachio kind of smells like sweet and earthy. So yeah, it's coffee with that sweet earthy tone. It threw well. I don't think it's a repurchase, but I did enjoy it. Close to done, but I'm just going to pause to like shake my legs out. Alright, I'm determined to get this done, so I'm just going to sit here really awkwardly like this. L3, Mars's Mercy and Stephen Bonnet. So Mars's Mercy is rainforest, sugarcane, fir trees, and creamy vanilla. Stephen Bonnet is sea salt, black sea, and I don't know what the third note was, but yeah, it was a black sea salt kind of scent. I really like this, but I actually preferred, so I also did Mars's Mercy on its own as well. So Mars's Mercy is just the rainforest, sugarcane, fir trees, creamy vanilla. And yeah, this one just smells a bit more fresh, a bit more green. It's got like a sweetness and a vanilla, but it just, yeah, it smells a little bit more crisp and a little bit more, I don't know, I just liked it more with that kind of crispness in the tree. This one, yeah, I feel like the black sea is just, it makes it kind of smell, it smells, it kind of amps up the creaminess for some reason. I don't know, the sea salt, like, I like them both, but I just preferred Mars's Mercy on its own. They both threw really well. But yeah, the Mars's Mercy, I think I would get again. I do really like that. I really enjoy Rainforest Sugarcane. I think it's a very underrated sort of sweetened, like, rainforest scent, basically. So I really enjoy Rainforest Sugarcane. So I really like that in this blend. I think that's probably part of it, is I feel like that Rainforest Sugarcane gets kind of dulled down a bit in this blend. So wouldn't get this one again, but I would get this one. Nearly done. I see the 1 hour mark getting close. Monster Cookie Fluff Puffs from Scoopable Tart Wax. So this one I liked, but I wasn't like crazy about. It's a nice cookie scent. Fluff Puffs is a really good blender. I feel like it just adds a really nice sweet creaminess to things. And I think this one is just Monster Cookie, Marshmallow Smoothie, and Monster Cookie. Like, because Fluff Puffs is Marshmallow Smoothie and Monster Cookie. Anyway. So yeah, it's good. It's not like anything that was earth-shattering. It threw well, but I don't know. Maybe I'll get it again, maybe not. It doesn't feel like one I must have again. Dessa's Lemon Sugar Cookies. So this is lemon sugar cookies, sweet icing and powdered sugar. I adore this scent. This is one of my favourite lemon bakeries. I know I say that. I've had a lot of lemon bakeries, but lemon bakery scents, I feel like there's a handful of oils that I just adore, and the rest I like, but I don't love. And this is one of the ones I adore. This one, because it doesn't say it's a house blend, I'd say it has to be an oil, but I don't feel like I've encountered it anywhere else. I'm sure other vendors must have it, but I just haven't found it there. It's just the perfect sweet lemon cookie scent. I feel like you get a good lemon, often overwhelms the bakery it's with, but you can really smell the cookie here. I feel like I smelled lemon cookies made like this, where it's kind of, they're a really kind of delicious chewy sugar cookie first, but they've just had lemon kind of weaved in rather than being like a really strong lemon curd or something like, or a lemon icing. It's just like, it's kind of just through the cookie itself. Really, really delicious. I love this. I've purchased it before. I will purchase it again. It is an absolute favorite. Super Tarts Manger. So this is ozone, violet, citrus, peel, herbal, lavender, and cedar. This one I didn't like it that much at first. It has a very kind of powdery. It smells like the ozone, I think, and the violet make it smell like a really harsh, like a toilet cleaner or something. Like, I swear I've smelt like products that we've used to clean the toilet. Yeah, it's kind of citrusy, but it's quite harsh. But I found that this one did mellow out after a few hours into a pretty, quite complex kind of fresh, floral, slightly lavenderish, slightly citrusy kind of scent. So I really enjoyed it. So I did this in the bedrooms, and by the time I came to bed, I really liked it. But I know when I first put it on and smelling it cold here, I'm not that big of a fan. So I'm kind of glad that the bits about it that I didn't like kind of toned down, because at first I was like, oh God, I'm going to have to destash that one. Like, I really can't deal with it. Now I know that I could probably just do what I did this time and put it in the bedrooms, because when I put a scent on at sort of 3 or 4 in the afternoon, I don't really go in there much until bedtime. So if I start this one a few out, like middle of the day, and then by the time I go to bed, it's a nice bedtime scent. So, but I wouldn't melt it in the living areas because, you know, I'm out there more. But anyway, that was that one. It threw really strongly. I don't think it'll be a repurchase because, yeah, but it's all right. And the last one I have is Fraser's Ridge. So this one is fir and blackberry sage. So something has happened with my nose with this one, because when I first smelled this one, it smelled really good. But right now, the blackberry has turned on me. The blackberry has this weird kind of sweet yet herbal. And when I melted it as well, I had this problem. And I don't know why. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what my nose is doing. So I might set this one aside and see what happens in a little while with it. Because, yeah, it's just taking this weird kind of sweet, almost floral, but herbal kind of tone. And it's not sitting with me well. But I know when it arrived, I didn't smell that way. So, yeah, I don't know. But it threw well. But, yeah, right now I'm like, oh, I don't know. That's it. That is everything that I melted this week. So, got through a lot as usual. So, yeah, I hope you're all doing really well. I'll talk to you all again soon. Bye.